Parenting today is very challenging. However, there are skills and strategies that can be learned to help any parent navigate these challenges with greater confidence.
Join us today on Real Family Talk as we sit down with new parents to hear their best parenting hacks and key strategies they've learned along the way.
Welcome to Real Family Talk. On today's episode, we're bringing back new parents, well, relatively new parents, who have allowed us to take a peek into their parenting journey.
Joining us today is Lerone and Murray Carson, Brandy and Justin Martin, Isel and Leighton Smith, and Natanya and Jason Vanderlane. Welcome back to all of you.
Hello.
Hi.
Thanks for having us back.
So we've been following your journey as new parents, or relatively new parents, for a little while, a few years, even before you had your first child. Tell us, what's new from the last time we had you on the show? And let's start with Lerone and Murray. Go.
Hi, everyone. It's good to be back. So I think the last time we were on, we had just had our daughter, Zara, and Warwick, our older son, is now 4, and Zara is 3 years old. And Warwick is in pre-K, which is, a big deal. So we're having to deal with juggling schedules, school schedules for both kids. But it's been a good past couple years with both our kids and also with each other.
Good.
Yeah, and Zara just turned 3 this month.
That's amazing.
Happy birthday, Zara.
All right. So what about Brandy and Justin? What's new with you guys?
Well, we were just discussing, we said, did we have Nima last time?
No, you did not.
We
You
did
only
not.
had one.
So we have Nima, our 4-year-old.
Oh, that's right. You had one.
We have one, right. Nima, she's 4 now. And we have our 19-month-old. He just turned 19-month-old, Nolan, who just started daycare for the first time today. So that's fun. But we did a big move from Maryland to Florida. So that's been exciting, juggling, parenting, traveling, unpacking, boxes, new schools, new friends, new churches. So
That's a lot. That's a lot.
It is. It's been a little bit of a readjustment for everybody within the last 7-8 months, So it's been good. We've enjoyed our time down here.
Yeah. Well, you guys didn't have enough with 2 kids, so you thought you would add to that, right?
exactly.
Sure.
All right. What about Jason and Natanya?
Hi, happy to be back. We had just Luther last time. Now we have Luther and Zora, so a 3.5 and 11-month-old. And what else?
Yeah, and we recently, similarly, we moved in this past summer from Vermont to Michigan. So now we're at Berrien Springs. I'm doing my MDiv at the seminary here.
Oh, that's wonderful.
When Jason just broke in, I thought he was going to say, and now we're getting ready to have a third one, but bite your tongue.
You guys like cold places. The other ones are in Florida. You're in the cold.
Apparently,
okay. What about Leighton and Isel?
Hi, guys. Thank you for having us back. Last time we only had Gabby. She's now 6 years old. She'll be 7 this summer, so she's in first grade, elementary school. And then now we have Micah, who will be 2 in May. He is a little toddler, a boy liking all the sports and vehicles. And we also made a big move, not only from a place, we moved from Miami to Key West, but we also made a move in our careers. So Leighton is now an officer in the Navy for the United States, and I am a stay-at-home mom. So I've been a stay-at-home mom now for 2 years, from working full-time as a nurse for over 7 years. So it's been a big change, but we're very happy.
Yeah, it's been a good transition so far. It was difficult in the beginning, but we've made the adjustment, and the kids have enjoyed it. We have as well.
Yeah. So, guys, wow, everyone has gone through several significant transitions. So, how has this impacted your parenting journey and juggling life as parents and your relationship as well? Anybody want to jump in on that?
I guess we can jump in. For us, the transition, especially for our daughter, was challenging. She knew Miami or home. We bought a home in Miami, and when we made the transition to Key West, and I made the transition to being in the Navy, I had to be away for about 4 months, and so that was tough. It was challenging being away from seeing Gabby. Itzel was pregnant at the time, and so having to deal with two transitions, transitioning into the Navy, then also expecting Micah was challenging. But we were able to overcome it by taking it one day at a time. Not being too overwhelmed by what was ahead of us or what we were going through, but deciding just to just accept it as it comes. I think that's what we ended up doing.
That is the reality of parenting and life. Change is going to take place. So parenting can look different for different people. How would you identify your parenting style? Do you and your spouse have a similar style? And how do you think that's impacted your parenting life? Let's go to, Natanya and Jason.
Excited to jump in. Anticipating our transition, we found a therapist to kind of hold us accountable. I was 3 months postpartum, and moving to Michigan, we knew it would be a big challenge. And we talked a lot about parenting style and family style, and what it looked like to keep that gospel oriented, because we didn't necessarily fit into any of the fixed boxes. We're not gentle parenting. We're not rigorous parenting. We're really deep listening and trying to see our children as teachers, and this all is a learning trajectory.
Yeah, I think one of the things in our parenting style is this recognition that definitely in the early years, but probably for a very long time, we act as the God figure, the image of God to our children. And so what they're learning about what God is like is through us. And so trying to model whatever interactions we have in the way that we want them to perceive and experience God as they grow up and learn to have that relationship on their own as well.
Yeah, because we were both parented in very different cultures, right?
Right.
So braiding that dynamic, we had to come back to the outcome that we both wanted, which was the gospel manifest in our home.
Yeah, and that's very powerful because children do see God through the eyes of their parents. And so if you're reflecting the character of God as loving, and he is loving and compassionate, what I hear you saying is that you're trying to convey that to your children. You want them to see God through you and how you parent them. So that's beautiful.
The reality is, despite the fact that you come from different backgrounds and different parenting styles, if you can just concentrate on the gospel and reflecting Christ, then you're getting your job done. We have much more to talk with the other couples too as well, but it's time for us to take a break. And when we return, we'll continue talking with our young couples, so stay with us.
Today on Real Family Talk, we're talking with 4 couples about their journey as parents.
That's right. And before the break, we did some catching up and talked a little bit about different parenting styles. And we want to talk some more about that let's go to Lerone and Murray, and then we'll go to Brandy and Justin.
Okay, so I think we shared this with you before, but since we last talked, on this show, I ended up losing my job, and so was out of work for a few months. And that was a very interesting period of faith and trying to trust in God. And the interesting thing was not knowing exactly how finances were going to work, not knowing exactly how it was going to come through, not knowing what I was going to be doing. Because the last time I was looking for a job, I was just finding things, and then this time it was very slow. But going through that and trusting and singing songs to my kids to put them to sleep was a very transformative process, I guess, for me. It helped me, I believe, to grow my relationship with God and to trust in my wife more. And so I think that kind of helped to bring us together, which is kind of strange. And then I ended up working for the church, which I thought I would never do. So, God has a funny way of...
God has a good sense of humor.
Yeah, he has a very good sense of humor because Lerone didn't want to marry a pastor, and then she became one, and I thought I'd never work for the church, and here I am. And so throughout all that, we established like a prayer circle with our kids that we try to do every night, and just trying to make sure that, in terms of modeling God and doing what we, having a culture that we want for them when they get older.
What I want to draw out from what you've said, and even what Natanya and Jason were saying, is the importance of your couplehood. Even as you are parenting, not forgetting that you're still a couple and that you still need to nurture this relationship if you're going to be effective parents. And I want the audience to really hear, as you guys are talking about this, that you're saying we. Even though we may look at things a little differently, we want to come together and present this image of God to our parents, to our children. We want to present how the Bible can be helpful to our children. So thank you for sharing that. And I'm happy to hear you say that you are working for the church. I know that your background is engineering, and hopefully you're able to transfer some of those skills to use in the church.
I don't think we heard from Lerone much. If you can say a little bit more, Lerone, it'd be great to hear your perspective on parenting styles.
So Murray and I, we have a little bit of a different approach to parenting. But what we have tried to do is we identify the core values for our family: kindness. We want to raise loving children in a loving home and environment. Consistency is important for us, independence, and definitely having God at the center of their lives and in all that they do. And so those core values drive the various ways that we approach the children. We do collaborate a lot. We talk to each other just to make sure that we're on the same page. So even though we approach it a little differently, Murray's a little more on the firm side. I'm a little more on the permissive side. But we use those. We look at those core values as the things that that drive where we want to get to, the outcomes that we're looking for, and then just a lot of making sure that we're on the same page, talking to each other, to ensure that we are we're bridging the gap for some of the differences that we bring as well.
Thank you for sharing that. I would like to hear from Brandy and Justin on that.
Yeah, so like Murray, I was also unemployed for a little while. And so when we moved down to Florida, it was definitely a learning experience for me. So our parenting styles are pretty similar. I think we allow them to be independent, to kind of experience their own things on their own way in a safe way. I think that's really our main thing is explore, grow, but do it safely. And it's been amazing for me because Brandy has been going to work, and so I've been at home with the kids, and it really shows you what kind of God we serve, and what kind of patience He has with us, right? Because there are times where I'm like, this is a bad idea, and we've talked about this a couple of times, and understanding, they're young, so they are not picking it up completely. And I kind of feel like that's how God kind of looks at us sometimes. We're like, we've talked about this before, but yet you keep doing it. So it just shows me the kind of patience, the kind of love that God has for us. And being a parent, I think will really do that to you, and kind of show that love.
Okay, we have about 30 seconds to give to Brandy, maybe 45. If you can tell us in brief your perspective.
Yeah, I would second that. I think we're pretty similar as far as when it comes to treating others as we want to be treated. And that's how we are with our kids. Like, I wouldn't want to be yelled at, so I wouldn't want to do that to our kiddos. So we are very big on share with your feelings, okay? But also be consistent with, this is a no, this is a yes. But we want you to share, but we also want to have that structure and to make sure that we're instilling all of our Christian values in our children, but also making sure that we're reflected in ourselves between each other as well, too. So that's a big thing for us.
Hey, you did that well.
Yeah. No, again, what I really hear you guys saying is how you are looking at God as a parent and seeing how much God loves us as you parent. And there's nothing better than parenting to fully understand how God has to deal with us every day. So that's really powerful.
Amen.
And I really appreciate Murray and Justin sharing so transparently about how difficult it was for you to lose your jobs. And both of you are very technical guys. Murray, an engineer, Justin, you're a computer scientist. And, to have to stay home and take care of your kids. But what's beautiful about that is that as dads, you did it and were able to allow the Spirit of God to work through you as you process a new reality in your life without destroying the family. So this is hopefully going to be very helpful to viewers who are watching this, because the loss of a job is very traumatic for people, but especially for men. So thank you for sharing that with us. So when we return, we'll talk more about drama-free vacation planning and anything else that you guys, that our parents want to share with us. So stay with us. We're back on Real Family Talk with our couples, Lerone and Murray, Brandy and Justin, Itzel and Leighton, and Natanya and Jason. So we have been following their parenting and couple journey for a few years. And guys, thank you so much for allowing us to check in with you.
Before the break, you were sharing a number of things about your parenting styles. And now we want to just fast forward and talk about some of your vacation planning and some other stuff in your family life with your children. Let's begin with Itzel and Leighton. Talk to us about your vacation planning.
Well, we sure love a good vacation. And the best hack and the ways to not get in conflict and just plan a stress-free vacation is for Leighton to allow me to plan it. And we worked it out so well that he just knows that I'm just the best planner. And it doesn't bother me that he's not a part of the planning, because at the end of the day, when we go to the vacation, we all enjoy it. So it's like we both came to understanding of our strengths. And he drives because he's a good driver, but I am the one that knows at what time we leave, where do we park, where do we go, what restaurants. So I do all the planning. And then for the children, just as many items, favorite snacks, things that they really like, just bring all of that with us. And at home, again, we have our 6-year-old that is almost 7, and she wants to start playing with friends. So what we recently did is that we get her a walkie-talkie, even if she plays downstairs in the garage, or that way she can move a little bit more. But she knows that she has to communicate with us. So that's just some of the
Nice.
hacks that we've been using for our family.
Nice. I'd love to hear from Leighton as to his approach to this vacation planning and how that works for him.
It works great.
Excellent.
My wife does the planning. And it's something she enjoys. But one of the things that I try to emphasize especially we just got back from Disney World, something we'll do is maybe get a larger vehicle. It's a 7-hour drive from Key West to Orlando. And so try to get a bigger vehicle so the kids have more space. There's more, we take frequent stops, right? So if my daughter says, "Hey, Dad, I'm hungry," we'll stop. Sometimes we can focus on trying to get to the destination at a particular time. So I try to be as relaxed as possible, so there's no stress while we're traveling or while we're going on vacation.
Wonderful. After all, that's what vacations are for, right? To relax, to have a good time as a family. And sometimes people make it more of an issue.
Yeah,
of fighting.
don't destroy the family trying to get on vacation.
Yeah.
So that's really good. All right, how about Justin and Brandy?
Okay, so traveling hack for us, for one, is potty training. Biggest thing is with 2 kiddos, it's always not fun to go into a bathroom and tell them not to touch anything, all those things. So if I can avoid the bathroom, I can. I have a little potty seat in the back seat of my trunk with wipes, with diapers, all that there. So when Mimi has to go to the potty, I want to get to it fast and create that consistency.
That's
and
brilliant.
I put a little seat pot in the back of the car and has a little garbage bag. She sits on it. She loves it. She does her wipes, and Nolan's watching, so he knows that's where he's going next. And it's very helpful to do that, and that's really good. Of course, with traveling, snacks, they both need to have them. They both have their own snacks together, and tons of activities, but we distribute them at different times, not giving them all together. And then very lastly, we'll try to use the tablet or the phone to try to kind of distract when we really need to get a breath and get some chill time. So
yeah, cool. I love it. Justin, did you want to add anything?
So one of the things, and I know it's harder for some people, but when you're driving, I recommend driving at night if you can, right? Because the kids are sleeping. I know the parents might be a little bit more tired when we get there, but at least you'll have that peace for whatever the 8-10 hours it is. And then if you're doing a longer flight, I would suggest getting kind of like an inflatable bed. We took a trip and we were able to blow it up, and Nima was able to sleep on it. So she was comfortable. That means everybody else around us was going to be comfortable as well.
Okay. So, but you had to buy an extra seat. Of course, she's older now, so.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we were trying to go everywhere before she was a ticket, but now it's no longer.
Cool. All right. How about Jason and Natanya?
Yeah, I think one of the things that's true always in parenting, but especially when you're traveling, is that more challenging behavior is almost always symptomatic of being tired or hungry. Mm-hmm. Which I guess is true of adults too. But if we're tempted to kind of think oh, why are they not listening? Why are they not behaving so well? And it's probably because we need to give them some food or help them sleep. And just taking care of all their needs will help set them up to be able to be the most agreeable and enjoy the experience.
And also leaning into their interests on vacations. We're big road trippers, and I loved the tips that were just shared. Similarly, Luther, our eldest, loves music, and we were really surprised to find that he will listen to a whole album or playlist before we even get to a last resort screen or something of that nature. We would think he was sleeping, but he was just intently listening to the music. And so really finding their interests. He's also into anything with an engine. And so everything from wind turbines to planes, we'd play I Spy and really get him engaged in the experience, because it really is fun for the whole family when you dive in to what feels restorative for the whole. And I'm all for really moving with their flow. So drive when they sleep and take those longer breaks, right? It's not so much the destination as the journey as well. And so we find fun things on the way. Maybe it's a museum. And for us, it might not feel practical to have like stopped for 2-3 hours on a road trip before, but now it's just part of the fun.
Right.
And
Awesome.
it really makes things better.
That's really awesome. Murray and Lerone.
Yeah. So lest people think that Justin and I are in cahoots, or maybe people have tried traveling at night. We have gone on a couple trips to Ohio, and on the most recent one, which I think was 2 years ago, on our way back, we thought, you know what, we could wait till the morning and then drive then, or we could try to drive while the kids are asleep. And that worked for maybe 4 of the hours. And then Zara just decided to cry nonstop for the rest of the way home. So we can't necessarily endorse the whole driving at night thing, but if your kid good with it, go for it. But our more general advice, we tried to fly down to Florida because Laron's parents are there. And the hack, I guess, would be try to go somewhere where you have some support. But while we're on the plane, Laron has some thoughts about that.
Sure. So one of the things that we do, we pack a meal for our kids, and that takes quite a bit of time on the plane. So they're eating, they're engaged. We also do activity bags, whether we're in the car or the plane, that keeps them occupied. We do audiobooks, we podcasts that they can listen to. And one of the things that we've found helpful for ourselves is whenever we go on vacation where there's a family or friends, Murray and I will take a mini vacation in the middle of that vacation.
Yes.
So that's also for us to get away and just have some time to ourselves.
That's a great idea, too. It's a wonderful idea.
Yeah, indeed. Wonderful. You know, as we close, we want to encourage you to put God at the center of your family, and let him lead in everything you do. And you guys have mentioned it. As it says in Joshua 24:15, as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord.
Thank you so much for watching Real Family Talk. Join us again when we'll share more about strengthening families and inspiring hope. See you next time.
Thanks, guys.